I'm not sure if I've shared this full story of how I got involved at Turning Point, but here it is. Uh, I started making videos in my garage, and I'd been involved in politics for several years, but on the campaign side, I'd never done the media side, so to speak. One thing led to another. I got picked up by an organization, the Daily Caller specifically. That landed me on the couch at what was then called Turning Point Live or TPUSA Live. And by, whatever reason, Charlie decided we're going to bring him on to Turning Point. Um, I was overwhelmed with astonishment that he would have enough trust in me to take a gamble on a guy who wasn't really that influential in not only the conservative space, but really any space. I don't even know if I was influential in my own friend group, let alone the level and the magnitude that Charlie was. But nevertheless, he decided to take a chance on me. And by mere circumstance, a couple years later, actually a couple months later, there was a speaker that was late to a YWLS event. And Charlie looked at me and said, "Hey, you do stand-up comedy, right?" And I said, "Yep." And he's like, "Can you go on stage and kill 20 minutes? Our speaker's an hour late." I said, "All right." And he had enough confidence in me to put me in front of 2,000 young women at the preeminent women's event in the conservative movement. And from there, he said, "Hey, that was pretty good. Why don't you come on tour with me?" And so for the last 3 years, I'd spent on the road going to every college campus with Charlie and speaking in front of him. They would be evening events, and I'd go and I'd do 5-10 minutes, and then he'd come on and kind of like a 1-2 punch. Now, obviously, him being the one and much bigger punch, but we traveled the country together. And all I mean to say by telling you all this is for whatever reason, so often Charlie had more confidence than me than I think I had in myself. He opened doors for me that most people would never dream of those doors being opened. I got to see how passionate he was, how driven he was, how motivated he was to do all the work that he was doing with his organization and with the conservative movement as a whole. I saw him as a friend and a mentor, and am thankful and grateful for everything that he has done for myself, my family, and outside of that, the movement as a whole. And I know we're going to keep talking about him for as long as it takes for the message to get across, which may be a lifetime, but Charlie was a special, special person. And I know you've heard all of that before, but it needs to be reiterated until you can't talk anymore, because that's how important of and special of a guy he was.